Judicial independence is not a privilege for judges. It is the cornerstone of justice for all citizens. Judges must be free to make decisions based solely on the law without fear of retribution or interference. Any encroachment on this independence puts our society at risk of descending into lawlessness, where the might supersedes the rights and justice is subverted by intimidation. The Judicial Service Commission calls upon all state actors, particularly the National Police Service, to immediately restore the security of Honorable Justice Lawrence Mugambi and fulfill their constitutional duty to respect and enforce the decisions of the courts. We also urge the public and all stakeholders to remain vigilant in defending the sanctity of our Constitution and the rule of law, including defending the central role played by judicial independence in protecting our democracy. We take this opportunity to reassure Kenyans that the judiciary will continue to stand firm in protecting human rights, liberties, and the rule of law. Additionally, the Judicial Service Commission strongly condemns this act of intimidation and assures judges, judicial officers, and staff that the independence of the judiciary is guaranteed under the Constitution, and the Commission is resolute in defending it.
Ladies and gentlemen, revolution eat their own children. If you remember very well, Martha Kome's court, the Supreme Court of Kenya, upheld William Samoei Ruto's win as the president-elect in 2022 elections. If you recall very clearly, you remember the Chief Justice using a language that, according to me, was not judicial. Using a language like hot air, chasing the weeds, and the language that was not pleasing. You remember very well that Mother Kome actually gave a ruling that hurt many Kenyans. As fate would have it, today, this is now Mother Kome crying. You remember again that last week, Justice Mugambi of the High Court convicted the Inspector General of Police for actually contempt of court. The IG had refused to appear 7 times before the Justice Mugambi's court. Then over the weekend, the government of William Samoei Ruto decided to withdraw the security of the justice who actually convicted the IG. Withdrawing of security is a grave issue from where I sit. I've always said that it is always good to do the right thing, because in the fullness of time, you'll be vindicated. Ladies and gentlemen, the fact that the government is intimidating the judges is cause for alarm. The fact that there were some policemen who are said to have been calling the bodyguards, or I think the driver of Justice Mugambi, and Justice Mugambi wanted to know why they were being called, asking where he is something that is worth noting, ladies and gentlemen. If it is Mother Kome who is now complaining, we know why this is happening. And here I want to raise a number of issues of how the executive try to control the judiciary. You know, the government has three arms. There is the executive, headed by the president. There is the legislature, headed by the speaker. There is also the judiciary, headed by the chief justice. All these branches are independent, but actually rely on each other. Because when you look at the judiciary interprets the laws that have been made by parliament, and the executive implement those laws. So our framers of constitution were very alive to the fact that there is no way that you can make the law and then you arbitrate the same law and then you execute the same law. So that is how we have separation of powers. But now the executive has always tried to control the other branches. We know very well that when Justice Mugambi convicted the Inspector General, it was very clear to all that judiciary was making a statement that it is not beholden, it is not under the executive, it is independent. It is only, it only relies on the constitution alone, nobody else. So how does the executive, especially the current regime, the powers that be, how do they control the executive? Or how do they attempt to control the executive? And why? The first thing is that they do it through underfunding. Like now, the judiciary asked for 44 billion. It was only given 24 billion. So 20 less. And you remember, William Samoei Ruto had promised that he was going to increase funding for the judiciary. Remember, the president also, when he took over, the first thing that he did, the executive order, was to appoint the Supreme Court judges, whom Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had said they had issues, without even finding out why William Samoei Ruto, without William Samoei Ruto finding out why Uhuru had refused to confirm them. Then William Samoei Ruto just appointed them, just to hurt and disapprove all what was done by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So they are underfunding the judiciary. Number two is to withdraw the security as they are doing. And once you withdraw the security of the judges, they feel intimidated, they feel vulnerable. They feel that they can be harmed. You play with their minds. This is a mind game. And for sure, it can happen. Let us not take it easily. Because there's a reason why they are withdrawing. They are not just withdrawing. In any action, there's a reason. There's a reason behind every action. Things don't just happen without any reason. They have also been stalking the judges. You are followed, you are stolen, you are stolen, you are stalked, you are abused. And this is, in a way, trying to interfere with the independence of the judiciary. They are also threatened. They are caught. Sometimes they are caught. They are threatened. Hiyo kesi iende hivi na hivi. The idea is to intimidate the judiciary. And why would the executive try to do what it's doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Number one is to receive favorable rulings. You know, these people, they are so much drunk with the power. They don't believe that there is any judge who can stand and say, I'm going to make this ruling as per the law. They believe that all the rulings, all the judgment should be in their favor. Even when they have killed, even when they are, that's why they were able to withdraw so many cases when they won the elections. The other thing is that they muzzle, the next objective, the other objective that is to muzzle the judges, such that the judges behave or look like they don't know what they are doing. They don't follow the law. They want to bend the law. These are supremacy battles. And all the time, there is this idea of executive feeling that it is actually the one that should be controlling the others. Again, we know very well that the government has been on a looting spree. So many scandals involving even foreigners, also involving people of foreign countries. And because they have been on a looting spree, truth be told, the executive is the one that steals a lot of money in this country. They don't want the judiciary to stop them. And anytime a case goes to court, they expect a favorable ruling. Guys, watch this.